Essex County, New Jersey has some of the best public golf courses associated that are publicly owned by the county, and we're grateful enough to at least visit one with one of the representatives himself. And this video will break down the top 3 courses that the county has, and all 3 of them on this list. Starting off at number 3 in no particular order.
Let's take a look at the famous Francis Byrne. This was originally a private facility. In 1978, the township or the county bought this golf course here, and it's been a public golf course ever since.
That original golf course was the west course of Essex Country Club, which is right down the street from this facility.
Challenging course built in the 20s as a private facility, 36-hole facility, and it was built by famous golf designer Charles Banks.
And this was during the golden era of golf, the 20s, the 30s. People were golfing, they were getting excited to go golf, and the course here itself, it was pretty much a mecca with 36 holes to choose from. It was private, but due to financial difficulties at some point, the course now opens its door for public golf.
The first hole is named after the St. Andrews first hole, the road course. Golfer Bobby Jones is considered 12, 13, and 14 the hardest holes he's ever played. He's had some updates by Stephen K in 2023. See, with the tee box changing on some of the holes here.
The course here was named after a West Orange community leader and town commissioner for 15 years during 1960s, whose father was the Governor Brendan Byrne. They have a driving range. The number 1 hole has changed in the last year, so it might not be named after the Scotland Links course, St. Andrews, as mentioned earlier in the video, but nonetheless, it's still a great golf course. Stephen K really came in and ripped up a lot of things with this course. You can see right off the bat, the putting green surfaces, the highlight of the course. This is a great course outside of New York City, a must for anyone that plays golf within New York City as well. And since it's a county course, it's extremely there's something special about this list. If you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button as we learn golf and, more importantly, grow together. That's going to move us into our next course, public course in New Jersey.
The course was built in 1913 by George Lowe, and it's the oldest public golf course in New Jersey. And the course is putting $5 million into it. It's actually starting tomorrow when it will be down for 8 months. So let's take a look here at the famous Weequahic Golf Course.
Exciting to finally get over here in Newark and play this historical course that has some value, at least to this channel, because it's going to be closed for 8 months. You get to see the before, and then hopefully we'll get over there and see some of the updates to the greens and the redesign that took place that we're going to talk about in this video.
Course comes from the Native American name Head of the Grove. 2016, the Golf Channel considered this a hidden gem. Have a lot of history being a public course forever.
Now, they did make some major updates to the clubhouse. I was grateful enough to play it before those changes. Look forward to even going and playing it again to see some of those updates that are going to take place. Zooming us now, and very grateful enough to meet the
exciting to get out here, play the course, and learn some of the history.
Always somebody who's going to know a lot about the golf course and a lot about the history. In your best interest to get with that person, because you're going to learn a lot.
And that's exactly what we did on this golf episode, visiting a course but getting a tour with the general manager that oversees all 3 county courses.
So let's take a look at the busy Hendricks Fields golf course.
It's hard to find a collection of courses like we have this close to such a big metropolitan area for this cheap. I don't know if you saw, but we literally just last week got put into the top courses under $100.
Reached out to you right away. You see First Tee on the websites, and they're offering this month.
From here to that tee, then there's another tee over to that green, and then a tee way back there. You look at this, and it's like, this is a public golf course, and the kids have, kids that probably never would have seen a golf course have access to a facility that's in the scheme of First Tee facilities. This is one of the best in the country. That's a feature called the Principal's Nose Bunker.
This Charles Banks design course here with the Parfester. We're going to take a look. This is all the original layout. Nothing has changed.
No, so that's that is not true, and I can kind of show you. Charles Banks did this course. This is the only public golf course that Charles Banks ever designed. So there are other Charles Banks golf courses that are public now, but they were designed as private golf courses. So I like to, you saw Francis Byrne.
Yes.
You saw the scale of Francis Byrne. I like to say that this is Banks Light. So everything here is at a third scale, you know, basically of what he did at all of his other golf courses. The banks on the sides of the greens, the depth of the bunkers, the penalty areas. But this is the only public golf course he was ever hired to do.
From start to finish.
Yes, that was meant to be public. Things called template holes. I'm sure you've heard that said before. Basically, they used them, like we have a bunch of them here, and at Byrne, because it was a Charles Banks, Seth Rayner, and C.B. McDonald thing. But they would take the different types of holes and like put them on all their golf courses, essentially.
Okay.
So you'll see different variations of like
almost like a blueprint that they could just pop down.
Yeah, it was,
Interesting.
That's exactly what, but I can run through them real quick. So the Alps is a template. The reverse Redan, template. The short, par 3, it's called The Short is the name of the template.
Number 11, the railroad hole.
Back here was all wooded. You couldn't see that there were train tracks. You couldn't, but you see all the gravel right here.
Sort of bike trail, long bike trail.
It's going to be a huge pedestrian, pathway,
and
they're using the old train lines to do it. This course offers a lot of really good, like I said, template holes, and there's a reason why we got put on that list. 4 comes back here, it's par 5, and 5 goes back out that way. On this side, we created a first tee facility for underprivileged youth. I'm sure you've heard of the first tee. Yeah. So we put in a $2 million facility. It's phenomenal, but in order to do that, we had to take some land from over here, and we actually got some land from the park that was unused. It was a wooded area, and made some holes, which I'll show you on the backside.
Cool.
So
what year did that take place?
20 and 21, and Stephen K did all that.
That's when I saw his name. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
So Stephen K has done all 3 of the golf courses.
Is that one contract? Do you know by any chance?
No, it is not the first tee facility.
Oh, this is nice. Yeah.
So you can see, like, for kids, like, this is the best.
Wow, this is like Tiger Woods' house or something.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal. So these all close, launch monitors and everything that we can, and a projector screen, so the kids can practice all winter.
Wow, this is really cool, man.
And they can even, you can see the hitting mats. In the winter, when it's snowy, we can put this up and they can hit right out.
Dude, this gotta be awesome for a kid to come here and see this, just to
Yeah,
see it and
no,
just be like,
it's
I want this down the road,
But from our Weequahic facility, Megagane, the girl who plays for Stanford right now is ranked 20 something in the world, I think, in amateur golf. Went through that program, so it's happening. It works. It works, and it's amazing. Involved in all the reconstructions of the golf courses.
Okay.
So here, Francis Byrne, and now Weequahic, because we've done all 3 of them in the past, 5 years.
Golly.
This one reopened in 21. So Seth Rayner, Charles Banks, C.B. McDonald, they're all a line of architects. C.B. McDonald was first, and then Seth Rayner worked for him, and then Charles Banks worked for Seth Rayner. Original Charles Banks design is pretty awesome.
Yeah, hasn't changed much.
Yeah, I mean, we made it a little bigger, but we really, in redoing both here and Francis Byrne, tried to stay true to the contouring and the routing change too when we redid the golf course because of the first tee. In order to facilitate them doing practice rounds and stuff, we moved. The front used to go across the street, which is now the back, and this used to be the backside. It's called a template hole because they use it.
Okay, then I've had heard that before. Yes.
What a Redan is a green on a par 3 that's canted at a 45-degree angle from the tee, guarded front by a bunker. It can either be The traditional Redan is this, where the bunker is front left, green slopes back to front, right to left. So that was the front 9. Now I'm going to take you to the back.
Which was the original front.
So this used to be the first hole.
That makes sense. Clubhouse.
Yeah, right. The only reason we switched it up was so the first tee being over in the corner over there, they can come out like after our in the evening after our last tee time, and they can jump on like 1 and play 1, 2, 3 and end up right back in the facility. You can see this side, it starts to look a little different. It's
Wow, this is nice. Oh, there's elevation.
Yeah, there is some on this side. The principal's nose isn't a template hole, but a template feature. So that's a Seth Rayner, Charles Banks thing with CB McDonald, but it's a big mound with like basically nostrils. So they call it the principal's nose. We designed it from the tee so you can't see this part, like the middle part, so it looks like 2 nostrils, but it's one big bunker that surrounds this mound. But if you get in there, it can be, depending on where you are in the bunker, it can be difficult to, get a good shot out because of the mound.
This is nice.
Yeah.
And your bunkers are well maintained.
Oh yeah. They're a hazard that you have to maintain every single day, and it's a lot of area and it's a lot of manual labor that you have to put into a hazard. There's no other part of the golf course that's hazard that you would put that much time into. There used to be train tracks right back here. You saw at Francis Byrne, the first hole was called the road hole.
Yes.
This is called the railroads. And we cleared all the woods all the way back through here.
Wow.
Extended that hole 150 yards. Put this new par 3 in back here. You had removed a couple of holes on the front, like I told you, for the first tee. This was all wooded beyond, like, the golf course only came to the other side of those. See it, like if you look,
Yeah.
like, there's a
That's the bridge, right? So that has to be it.
Yeah. So the train tracks, they're actually in the process of doing the. You can see all the old railroad spikes. But yeah, this was a bridge for the
That I'm glad you showed me this. This is the part that I like. Because you play the course, someone plays it, and they're like, "Hey, look at this over here."
I think it was Montclair Bergen line or something. Template. Remember I was talking about the template holes? I can run through them real quick. So the Alps is a template. The reverse Redan, template. You're about to see the, you saw it on number 2 at Byrne, the Barrettes. We have the Wee Barrettes. This is one of our new holes that we made. This was parkland, or part of the park, but it was all wooded. So this is our Banks Light Barrettes, we call it the Wee Barrettes, and I'll take you right up to the green and show you. Everything's just smaller in scale here, and
yeah, I do see it now.
yeah, you see what I mean about the scale? It's just not as deep. It's not as big.
When I saw that over at Francis, I couldn't believe how big it was.
Yeah.
And I don't even think the video gave it justice.
No, it doesn't. You can't.
Because this is big.
It is. This green is about 11 or 12,000 square feet. Francis Byrne's close to 16, which is a massive green. In terms of greens,
That is
large.
neat looking from here.
Yeah.
We're going to do it for our list.
when you
If
made
you
all
made
these
it this far, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we learn golf and grow together here with the Parfessor.